Morning YouTube hikers, Ray from Hike-ALOT. Hey, coming to you this morning to do a quick review on something that I do get asked about quite frequently, and that is what kind of PLB or personal locator beacon do I use when I'm out and about. So today we're going to cover Spot Gen 4. Okay, so the first thing for me was knowing what features I wanted in the device, and I wasn't concerned with two-way communication that was going to enable me to text back and forth with the house and my wife communicate back to me. I was really trying to meet two needs. The first was going through and giving her some peace of mind that while I was out on the trail I was still alive, which this device definitely does that. But then also to give myself a little bit of peace of mind that if I did get into trouble out there, I had that push of the button call for someone to come help me out. So this device met both of those needs, but we'll dive through and walk through the features real fast and see what you guys think. Okay guys, this is the Spot Gen 4. As you can see, it comes with a big sturdy carabiner on top of it. It allows me to hook this to my bag. As you rotate it over, strap just velcros on the back, pulls back out. Notice the 4 screw heads, 2 on either side. This is how you access the battery pack. It does come with 4 AAA batteries that it runs off of. When it came time for me to replace those, I replaced those with batteries that I could recharge from the trail. So there's just a little, power port up at the top of them that I can plug that into my battery pack. I'll throw a picture of those right over here so you guys can take a look at those in case you want to check those out. They've been super handy on the trail, and it allows me to go through and not worry about having a dead battery while I'm out and about. Okay, so power button is up here in the top left. I'm going to push it. You'll see the lights come on. Let me know it's thinking. I should get a little tone pulse right here. This lets me know it's on. It's going to keep doing that as long as it's on. And to turn it off, I'm just going to hold in the power button. It's going to flash, let me know it's powering back down. But you've also got an indicator light up here for GPS when it hits. And there's also a message button up here to let you know it's sending. So I've got a couple buttons down across the bottom of it, and this is really what I was most keen to find out. So right across the bottom, the 3 easy ones, there's a button down here with a little check mark on it. This is my check-in button. So my wife and I just use this as the, hey, everything's going well on the trail. I'm just checking in to let you know that all is good. So this next button, this is the breadcrumb tracking button. So this turns on that pin drop while you're out hiking. And you can set these to 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute pin drops, and you do that inside the app that you download that administers this PLB. So this next button over here, this is your custom message, and we have ours set up in the app. This is my I'm breaking down camp or I'm setting up camp. So this is that message at the beginning of the day and the end of the day that lets my wife know, hey, I've done for the day, or I'm getting ready to start for the day, and I'm now moving out from where I have been, or I'm settling in for the night. And that seems to have worked really well for us. And you've got 2 other buttons behind these orange doors, and they park them back here just so you don't accidentally push them. This button over here, this is the I need help but not search and rescue. This is probably more like the, hey, I got back to the trailhead and my car's broken down. It's a I need help, but don't call out an APB on me and send every word in the world. I just need somebody to come give me a hand. And then on the other side, this is the hot button. Once you're using it's red. So this is the SOS button. This is what's going to call search and rescue and all that fun stuff. So I try to avoid that button at all costs. You can see it's a really simple tool. It's not overly elaborate, but I'm also not dependent on it being tethered to my cell phone, which I like. It's completely self-contained. So the device itself, it runs, you can find it anywhere from $150 to about $250 depending on the vendor and the time of year. A lot of the guys will run it on sale from time to time. It's not overly heavy. I think it weighs about 13 ounces, give or take, with the batteries, which is not bad. It's about 1 inch across here, about just under 3 inches across here, and then about 3.5 this way. So it's relatively small. It's not a big footprint, not heavy. The pricing on it, one of the things that attracted me to it, I didn't want something that had a big elaborate monthly plan on it. So this one you can do $14 per month, and you can turn it on and off whenever you want to, so you can just pay 1 month at a time. Or if you pay for a year flat out, you get it for, I think it's $12 a month. So I usually do that. And then I also have the insurance plan on it, so if I lose it, they replace it. And then that also helps cover some of the search and rescue cost. If I do have to get called out, it'll actually pick up some of those expenses as well. But all these plans, it's unlimited SOS, it's unlimited check-ins, it's unlimited custom messaging. whether the monthly or the yearly. It lets you change all of these, the basic trackings from the 5, 10, 30, 60. Now they will do a every 2.5 minute drop for an extra, I think it's like $5 a month. But for me, that was just kind of overkill. 5 minutes is plenty. Activation fee is about $25 the first time you turn it on, $30, something like that. And now with the monthly, I think you do pay an activation fee each time you turn it on. So if it's something that you're only going to use 1 or 2 months out of the year, maybe it makes sense to do it, as a, $30 to turn it on, and then another 14 for the month. So for $45, and then you do that twice a month, and I'm at $90, or it'd be a little bit cheaper than me paying the whole year's rate. Now I said that I'd show you guys what it looked like in the breadcrumb tracking inside here. You've got a couple different options. There's a satellite view, and then there's a map view, and then there's a hybrid view. I typically use this hybrid view, and the difference between the two, the satellite view doesn't have any of the waypoints and stuff marked on there, like the trail names and the points of interest. It's just a pure satellite view. And then the map view obviously has all that stuff, but you don't really get the terrain look to it. So I use this hybrid view, and this is a trail I did up in Arkansas a while back. And you can notice that there's spots in here where there's a little bit of gap between the pin drops. If you take it with your finger and pinch and widen that out, some of these gaps will fill in, and then others you'll see little decent sized gaps in there. Now what that is when I've been down in valleys and stuff and you lost connection. Now it constantly is looking, and if a satellite's not immediately overhead and in line of sight, it's not dropping that pin drop, but it picks it up as soon as it gets back over. You'll notice the two on the bottom left and bottom right, the two icons are a little bit different. Those are those custom messages that I did, and then it looks like on here, I don't guess I sent an actual check-in when I did this one. Otherwise, you'd see the actual check mark icon on there too. So each of the message types, when you send those out, it has a different icon that shows up on the map. So if my wife can pop this map open at any time and can scroll through and look and see physically where I am, and she knows that I'm moving at that point. And like I said, at the same time, I can click on any of these icons sort of after the fact, and it blows up and it tells me where, like physically, the GPS coordinates and what time and date did I send these, and it gives you that transaction by transaction drillability in there, which is nice. And it looks like this over here. It's also set up so that whenever I do not the breadcrumb, but when I send an actual message, whether it be the I'm checking in or the custom message, you can set it up so that it also delivers to either a text or an email address or both. So we've got small distribution lists set up on that it'll go to myself and my wife and a couple other friends that may or may not be likely to be with us, and at the same time it goes to like we've got them set up so that it goes to the family if we're all out, so that everyone can kind of keep track of and make sure that we're coming out the woods when we're supposed to. So you do have that email and texting capability in there. All that stuff is administered through the actual app, which is pretty slick. Flipping over here to the satellite view, just so you can see just one little screen. Down at the very bottom, you'll notice it says Track Rhonda. You have the ability to name your spot device, and when your email and text messages come out, it says it's from whatever your device's name is. So mine shows that when the emails and text messages come out, they say they're from Rhonda, and even here in the application you can see it's named Rhonda, and I did that because it's the old song, It's Help Me Rhonda. Okay guys, hopefully you found that beneficial. The device has been good for me. I've been very pleased with it. It definitely meets my needs. I'll go through and I'll put links down the very bottom to both the device and the batteries that we talked about earlier in case you guys want to check those out. And if you don't mind, if you enjoyed this content, be sure to give it a thumbs up or give it a subscribe if you haven't done that already. We're looking to try to grow the channel out and get it a little bigger here. So thumbs up and a little subscribe would be much appreciated. And as always, if you're out on the trail watching this now, just remember, left foot, right foot, repeat. We'll see you out there soon.